Removing the Front of the Classroom, a Technology Plan by Christian Way. Our technology plan is based at Blaine High School, which was established in 1972. It's located north of Minneapolis-St. Paul metropolitan area. The population of Blaine High School is 2,865 students, with a breakdown of 52% male, 48% female, a 74% white population, 11% black, and 10% Asian or Pacific Islander. We have 162 teachers at Blaine High School, 6 administrators, one principal, 5 assistant principals, and 6 counselors. Blaine High School is a part of the Anoka-Hennepin School District, which has recently passed a referendum to remodel and renovate many of their schools. Blaine High School is among one of the schools that's going to be renovated. The plan is to remove the portables, add additional classrooms, make improvements in our science classrooms, expand our cafeteria, expand our field house, and do a strength and fitness room expansion. Blaine High School is currently very overpopulated, and these are much welcome expansions to our school. The first wing in the expansion of Blaine High School will go to the math department. As they evaluate what's important to the new wing and the new layout of the classrooms, we're looking at the 4 key elements of a 21st century classroom. There's going to be emphasis on a flexible layout, furniture for utility, technology integration, and a light-filled environment. Looking at our technology needs, we need to first evaluate what is the current technology in the classroom. Currently, the classrooms at Blaine High School have smart boards, a class set of graphing calculators, a desktop computer, and 20 Chromebooks. The required new technology that is being looked at is a wireless device, a new laptop that can remove the teacher from the front of the classroom. Possible new technologies that we're looking at is a Z-Space machine, having 8 monitors in the classroom, or going to one-to-one devices for the students so that every student has their own device. The first possibility for a technology integration would be to bring in a Z-Space machine. The Z-Space machine is a 3-dimensional virtual reality machine which allows students to put on 3-dimensional glasses. You have one student who has the main set of glasses that can control all the different parts. He's going to control the pen that can move, interact with the 3-dimensional objects, while the other students that are around the machine can also wear 3D goggles or 3D glasses, but they will not have the controls that the main person has. The pros of the Z-Space is you can redesign how the students experience the application of concepts. You can it can be used to create 3D models for exploration. You can use the 3D models to test a concept before you print them on a 3D printer, which Blaine High School already owns. And it's top-end technology that is used in major medical and engineering fields to test out their machinery before they actually put it on the assembly floor. It also replaces the functionality of the current classroom desktop. You don't need the desktop. You can run all your desktop applications from the Z-Space machine. It's a fully functional computer with the 3D expansion on it. The cons to the Z-Space machine is it would limit the number of devices you could possibly get in a classroom. It is very expensive for a Z-Space machine. It's about $3,000 per machine, and the subscription fee would never go away. You're paying $100 to $200 per year, depending on how many different applications and how many different models you subscribe to. it can get to be very expensive over the course of many years. The second model of the three models suggested for Blaine High School is to implement having 8 monitors around the classroom. The pros to this is that this is the cheapest price point. What you're looking at is setting up collaborative teams around the classroom. Every student has a front row seat to the monitor. You don't have the screen in the front of the classroom anymore. All the kids are up nice and close to see exactly what the teacher is talking about. The teacher's not in the way ever. The design brings the most flexibility to teaching and learning styles. The cons to the 8 monitor setup is that it's not as flashy as some other technology plans. It's just having TV monitors strategically placed around the classroom. The level of use depends on the ability to teach the different styles, and it allows the teachers to use direct instruction or continue in that manner, which is something that the Anoka Hennepin District is trying to get away from, is that direct instruction. They're looking for more collaborative classrooms than direct instruction from the teachers. The final model that we're looking at adopting for the Blaine High School technology plan is going to a one-to-one technology. The biggest pro for this is that it gets the same technology in the hands of all students, not having socioeconomic influences on the technology that's available for each student in the classroom. The cons to going to a one-to-one technology model is the loss of devices. Students will eventually end up losing a device here or there, whether intentional or not. The devices are not guaranteed to be charged. Just because you give them those devices to use on a one-to-one basis does not mean that they're going to come to class or be charged. That brings us to the third point of not being guaranteed to be at school. They may leave them at home. And then some students prefer their own devices over the school-issued devices, which could lead to neglect of the devices that they are being loaned out. The recommendation that's being made is that we would proceed with the 8 monitors around the classroom. The primary reasons would be that affordability and the flexibility and ability to enhance best practices of teaching using the technology that's in the classroom. To emphasize the flexibility of the classroom, what I've done here is we set up the 8 monitors around the classroom, and you can see here that you can set up your classroom as a traditional style. This would be ideal for independent work, testing, or large group discussions. You can even set it up for a Socratic seminar, which really doesn't make great use of the technology, but it shows the flexibility of the classroom setup. You can set up so you got your inner ring that's doing the discussion, while you have the outer ring who is taking notes on the discussion. You have your shoulder partner work, where we use, in the math department, we currently use a lot of Kagan structures, which emphasize the shoulder partner structure. You could also set it up so that you have 1 Chromebook per pair of students, which would also be beneficial as spreading out the technology amongst every 2 students. We have the larger collaborative groups where we could go in groups of 4s or 5s, depending on the number of students in your classroom. This is great for direct instruction through the mirrored monitors. You could mirror your lesson through the monitors. Every student would have that upfront point of view. You could have up to 2 Chromebooks per group doing group work. You could assign each group different focus for remediation or enrichment. You could do different activities like having the students do a gallery walk, where you have one student stay put describing what they've done in their little activity, while the other 3 or 4 students rotate from group to group and then exchange responsibilities. There's a lot of flexibility to this setup. You could also individualize the different stations of the classroom. There's a number of different arrangements that could be used. You can see here I took what I consider the teaching chair, put it in the middle. You got a direct instruction group in the middle, and you have different groups around the different projectors or the different monitors around the room doing various activities. The different variations of the arrangements in the classroom are limitless with this structure. In conclusion, the goal in this technology plan is to help bring current best practices from our current classrooms into a technology-rich environment, giving our students a flexible learning environment that can be individualized to fit all their individual needs.